Hi there, Izzy from DigitalGoja.com showrooms again. Well, today we're going to take a look at the most popular questions that are being asked about the Olympus Stylus 1S. This is what I like to call basically a hybrid camera because it gives you an all-in-one package where you have a really nice big 3-inch screen and you even have an OLED electronic viewfinder. Plus they gave you a really nice 10.7x zoom, all in a nice, really small packages. I wouldn't call it a pocket camera, but it is rather small for everything that it does for you. What I did is I went on the internet and I scoured Amazon, eBay's, Digital Goja's customer service questions, even customer service emails, and tried to put together the most common questions that are being asked on how to use the Olympus Stylus 1S. If this video is going to be helpful to you, remember to hit me up with a like button underneath and subscribe to our channel for future sessions and tutorials like these. Plus, always remember, any comments or questions, remember to place them in the comment section underneath. Well, let's take a look and see what the most popular questions are about the Olympus Stylus 1S. What is the difference between the Olympus Stylus 1S and the previous version, the 1? Well, actually what I've seen is mostly it's cosmetic. They've added a little bit better connectors, and I think the grip is nicer, but mostly it's a cosmetic difference. And whatever software upgrades they added to this model, the beauty of Olympus is you can go to their website and you can do a firmware update for your existing one. But if you're in the market for a new type of hybrid camera like this, here it is, the Olympus Stylus 1S. Can I add an additional lens to the Olympus Stylus 1S? No, not really. Notice the design that it has. It's very well incorporated. You have a built-in lens cap so you don't run the issue of losing or misplacing it. That's happened to me a lot of times with some of these hybrid cameras. So they gave you a built-in lens cap. Plus, remember, this has a 28 to 300 millimeter 2.8. I mean, this guy allows me to zoom in on any kind of detail, and if I choose to, I can make sure that I have it set at 2.8 at all times so that my subject matter is in focus and I have beautiful bokeh. Honestly, I don't see a reason why you would want to add more than a 300 millimeter to this, especially it'll honestly throw off the camera considering that it has a beautiful in-body image stabilization system for 5-axis, so it guarantees to get the shot with the built-in lens. Can I shoot black and white photographs? Again, absolutely. Remember, Olympus is notorious for their art setting. When you set it to that, wow, you have tons of different categories. You have soft focus, you have pale light color, you have light tone, and there's your grainy black and white film capability. They even give you a sepia tone. So honestly, if you want to be very creative, they gave you the art scene mode where you can choose whatever imaging you want to create. Can I shoot pictures while recording a video? No, very few cameras have that capability, and this happens to be one of them that doesn't have that capability either. You turn on your camera and you switch it over to recording, which is by pressing the little red button on the top here. So as soon as I hit that, you notice that it's now recording, and if I depress the shutter, nothing happens. Even if I have it set to shutter through the screen, nothing happens. So no, you have to stop recording, and then once the camera stops recording video, you can go ahead and pop off a couple of shots, but it won't do it right in between. Does the Olympus Stylus 1S have a built-in flash? Yes, it does. They gave you a nice all-around use flash. It's right here. Just activate this little button on the side. That pops it up. But if you need a little bit more power than this, which is for about maybe 3 meters or so, they give you a nice hot shoe attachment on the top, so that way you can use external flashes. So that way you can work with something like their FL600R series, and that gives you full TTL connectivity. Plus, you do have the capability of working even with standard model strobes like this Altura here. The only thing you got to take into consideration is the size of the unit. You don't want it to become too unwieldy, so that's not something that you're going to be willing to carry. But the built-in flash that it has is really well for close-up shots, again, within a 3-meter basis. Can I preset the focusing points? Yes, you can. Move the command out here to the left, and now you can actually touch wherever you want it to focus. So notice how I change it to focus to the background, or I touch over here, and now it focuses on the foreground. You have full control of which focusing points you prefer to use, and you have the capability of doing it right on your touchscreen. Can I do landscape photography even though it tops out at f8? Yes. I know that this is different because to give you the faster aperture, somehow they had to make sure that, you know, you had a limitation on your f-stop. It does stop at f8, but I've been able to take some beautiful landscapes with this. Plus, if you set it into scene mode and you go to landscape mode, right there, it automatically gives you incredible color saturation and gives you incredible depth of field to compensate for all your landscape photography. Can I do low light photography? Absolutely. Remember, this has a very fast 2.8 constant aperture, 28 to 300. So I can open this puppy up to 2.8, set a higher ISO, and notice how I can make this as bright as I choose. Pick a slower shutter speed. Remember, you have image stabilization built in. So this allows you to work with a much slower shutter speed, even though you're still hand holding it. So all in all, very easy to do. And of course, if you want to go ahead and do it the really easy way, go into your scene mode and you can choose night portrait or night scene photography. So it does give you many options in being able to create some beautiful images in low light situations. Does the Olympus Stylus 1S have multiple scene modes? Yes, it does. Remember, Olympus is very renowned for multiple scene modes for any kind of shooting situation. So we set our command out to scene right on top here, and then we hit the OK button, and you can scroll through any kind. I mean, look, it even has a smooth skin to view images on high definition TV sets. We all have been there where we want to make sure that we don't show any wrinkles or any little blotches. This happens to fix it for you. You have your landscape mode. You even have interval shooting, so you can create a time-lapse movie. I mean, they threw the kitchen sink at this thing. This has every kind of imaging you want to do, multiple exposure, night portraits, handheld, panoramics, you name it, it's all in there. Does the Olympus Stylus 1S have a touchscreen? Yes, it does. They did a really nice job. They gave you a 3-inch touchscreen, and notice how you can even activate your imaging by pressing the button. And it has the articulating system so that if you want to do crowd shots, it's great for that. Or if you want to do low angle shots or macro shots, gives you a nice feature. And of course, you do have the electronic viewfinder, which right now I have it set to the moment that you put your eye up to it. Notice how it switches over to electronic viewfinder.